Hello everyone. Before I get into the video, I want to make this quick disclaimer that the gameplay you are about to see may be somewhat lopsided because I have a very extreme plan for attacking the Discord meta in coming weeks. If you've already seen this disclaimer or you don't care, feel free to skip to the timestamp listed below. So, what's the problem? The problem with the Discord meta is that it is extremely dominated by blue mid-range and control players and also graveyard combo players. If we take the data, excluding myself from the results, the last few weeks, the 11-16 weekly, was 73% blue mid-range and control, 18% graveyard combo, and there was one other aggro deck that was not me. Similarly, for the week of the 9th, when I wasn't there, it was still 60% blue mid-range and control, 20% graveyard combo, and only 20% aggro. 11-2, it was 44% blue mid-range and control, 33% graveyard combo, 11% artifact combo, and 11% aggro. This is not new. This has been going on for what feels like forever. 10-26, it was 73% blue mid-range and control, 18% graveyard combo, one creature combo deck, and there was no aggro decks or any other normal mid-range decks. 10-12, it was 46% blue mid-range control, 15% graveyard combo, and then this was maybe the most diverse it's been in a while. It was 15% aggro and 15% other combo, one Time Vault, and one Mardu deck. So what does this mean? This means that there is consistently 40 to 70% presence of blue decks in the meta, plus another 15 to 33% of graveyard combo decks. And these almost always include blue as well. I just don't consider them blue in the same way as a blue mid-range deck. This means that the saturation of blue decks that care about their graveyard and rely on their graveyard is about 70 to 85% in typical weekly, and I expect to face 2, possibly 3 of these decks every single week. These decks all have weaknesses to very similar things, and there are options to deal with these types of decks that are really nuclear in scale. Things that, I like playing Rest in Peace, and I think it's, defensible in a lot of places, but there are things like Choke, Boil, Scald, Red Elemental Blast, Pyroblast, all these things that could be played, and you probably should never play them in a normal diverse metagame. But guess what? The Discord meta is not a diverse metagame. Discord meta is extremely predictable, and until after December 15th, which is the cutoff for earning qualifying points for the Discord year-end, I'm going to be heavily metagaming. I'm tired of trying to play fair decks and losing, and you know what? If people are going to be really predictable, I'm going to take advantage of that. So the disclaimer I'm going to give is do not try what I'm doing in these videos unless you are A, really, really certain about what your metagame will look like, and B, you're not worried about your opponents having fun. It turns out that when you play really extreme and egregious hate pieces against people, they tend to not enjoy it, but guess what? We're playing a competitive format, and the weeklies, even though they are for fun, so to speak, they do have some amount of stakes in them, and they are meant to be competitive. So I'm not really worried about my opponents having fun. I'm worried about winning the game. And to be honest, the amount of games I would win is going to be very, very small if the metagame was a lot more diverse. So people kind of brought this on themselves. We will see how it goes over the coming weeks, but this is my disclaimer going forward for the next 4 weekly events. Hello everyone. For this weekly, I'm playing a deck I call Burnt Jund. It is essentially Jund, but it is red-based instead of the traditional sort of green-based or even spread that you would normally see for Jund. I wanted to play some more anti-blue stuff, of course. I wanted to play Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast, and while they worked quite well in the Grixis Temple list I played last week, I wanted to see how they would do in a more proactive shell, and so that meant I really wanted to be red-based. I also really wanted to play with Scald, which meant that I wanted to be red-based, and I had built a Boros aggro deck, and I was still cold fishing it and looking at it, and it just didn't feel right. I love my Rest in Peace, but there's just too many things that you want if you're playing a white deck. You want to be playing all of the 3-mana Hate Bears, you want to be playing Rest in Peace, maybe you want to play Deafening Silence, you want to play Sanctifier in Vec, maybe White Orchid Phantom. There's too much stuff pulling you to be base white instead of base red. And I really wanted to be base red because I wanted to do things like Eidolon of the Great Revel and Maddening Hex. So I wanted to be base red, so I thought maybe I'll be Rakdos. I thought, okay, Rakdos is not bad, and I could play Blood Moon. But I thought Blood Moon's not really that great, and I just kind of want to be leaner because if you think about it, what is one of the things that really makes blue decks that blue decks really struggle with? They struggle with having to deal with a constant onslaught of threats. The general game plan of blue decks is to get a tempo advantage by countering your threats for less mana than it costs you to cast them. So like if you cast a 3 mana spell, they counter it with a 2 mana spell. If you cast a 2 mana spell, they counter it with a 1 mana spell. Or they remove it with a 1 mana spell. Basically their entire purpose is to trade up on mana and 1-for-1 and then win the card advantage war. If you go leaner, it becomes harder for them to trade up on mana, which means that you can constantly pressure them and get underneath their counter spells and force them to react. Now, typically, if you were to look at it that way, you would say, well, why don't you just play mono red? And the thing is that mono red really sucks right now. I know some people really like RDW, but the thing is that the first time your opponent plops down a Varrocoif, you just concede the game, essentially. So you really want to have access to more universal removal and more staying power. And in my opinion, if you go only 2-color, right now the density in something like Rakdos is not quite good enough to focus only on 1s and 2 drops. You have to go into a bunch of 3 drops, and that makes your curve bloated, and that sort of defeats the purpose of the plan that I just said of trying to get underneath the blue opponent. Now, there is a way you could build Jund, which is really good against blue, and that's to be ultra grindy. Play things like Clothis, play things like Grist, just a bunch of things that are super, super 2-for-1s, and every single threat is something that it must answer, or else it'll just snowball out of control. The problem is that if you go really, really grindy, you lose to all the combo decks, and considering that I've played against 2 combo decks, I think I played 2 combo decks in the last 2 weeklies, like twice each weekly, I don't think that's a good idea. I need to be able to put pressure on combo decks, so we're going aggro. We're low to the ground. Being in Jund gets me some access to more anti-blue stuff like Chains of Mephistopheles. It's not strictly anti-blue, but they like to cantrip and use card advantage, and Chains of Mephistopheles basically stops that. Choke, of course. We didn't get to see it at all when I played Selesnya monsters or medium Selesnya, but maybe we'll get to see it this time. But yeah, that's basically the game plan, is to be very low to the ground, hyper aggro Jund, and be red-based, just, super aggressive. Not really burn them out, but just aggro out the opponent. So we'll see how it does. As you can see, pretty low curve. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this does. So that's what I'm calling Burnt Jund.
Oh, going in loud and proud. Cabin of Souls.
Okay.
Gooblers. We're going to cast Emog Fantastic.
Okay.
Most uncounterable. Pass the turn.
Play this Blue Delta and Sego.
No, it's Doomsday. That was a juke.
It's actually Flash Hulk.
Yeah, it's actually Flash Hulk. We'll play this basic mountain.
Yeah.
We'll cast a Skull Clamp.
Yep.
We're going to go to combat.
Yep.
Put you 19.
Yep.
Post combat. Clamp the guy.
Yeah. 18. Right? No, is it the thing you sacrifice to shoot something? It's not paying on death.
I sacked to shoot something, so I'm just...
I see. Yes.
Yeah. I've drawn 2 cards off.
Yep.
And then I will pass.
I'll fetch myself a Raucous Theater.
Yep. It's the Goblin Divination. You draw 2 cards, but you also deal 1 damage.
Yep.
Black, red. Okay. Okay, so maybe the Cabin of Souls isn't going to matter.
Surveil. Sure, I'll keep that on top.
All right.
Turn, tap, keep, draw. It's Blooming Marsh, and it's Canker Bloom.
Sure.
Yep.
That seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah.
Mountain. And let's cast an uncounterable Breaches, Eager Pillager. First strike, when a part attacks, you can make a treasure token, falter a creature, or exile and play a card. Pass turn. Got a lot of dice on that boy. Combos with Ragavan.
Start by playing this Legolas's Quick Reflexes on my Canker Plume.
Yep.
I'll go to combat and attack. Trigger, I'll have it punch Breaches for 3.
A 3? I thought Canker Plume was a 2/2.
No, it's a 3/2.
It's 3/2? Oh my god. Yep. Yep. I'll take 3. 17.
I'm going to reanimate your Breaches.
Oh boy. Sure. You lose 3, 16.
I'm at 15 because I fetched.
Right.
And I'll go to 14 because I'm going to play this Verdant Catacombs and fetch it. I'll get a basic Swamp and play the Stalactite Stalker.
Sure.
I go to my end step. I have Descendant, so that gets a counter. Go ahead.
Awfully angry over there. So Stalker is a
2/2 Menace right now.
3/2 Menace?
2/2.
2/2 Menace, okay. Man, that's a lot of angriness. Let's Power Fire the Stalker. Pay red, Hobgoblin, Bandit Lord. Other goblins I control get 1/1. Sorry, Breaches.
Yep.
And red tap deals damage to the number of goblins that entered this turn to any target. And then I will pass.
Yep. Start by casting Duress, targeting you.
You get a Mana Crypt and see Gem Palm, Caves of Chaos Adventure.
Palm is the cycling one.
Yep.
We'll go to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Attack with both. Breaches trigger, I'll make your guy unable to block.
Yep. Take 6.
11. Play this Tarmogoyf.
Yep.
And this Windswept Teeth from my hand.
Yep.
It is, I believe, 5/6. Creature, instant land, sorcery, artifact.
I have creature, artifact, tribal.
Oh,
sorcery.
tribal. So 6.
Tribal instant. Tribal instant.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll scoop that up.
Yep.
All right. You good to go? Okay. Mountain, no surprise. Here's the juke. Non-goblin. Go. The goblins were a lie.
I'm gonna deal 4 damage to me because I'm gonna dismember it.
Sure.
Go.
I'll play this Sundering Eruption as a land.
Okay. Untapped, I assume.
Yep. 3, 17.
Yep.
Mr. Snoop, Mr. Snoop.
Okay.
Reveal Legion War Boss. Pass the turn.
War boss does not have haste, but it makes 1/1 with haste that have to attack, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And also has Mentor.
Yeah. Tough choice. I think we're going to Fatal Push your Snoop.
Sure.
Play this Misty. Fetch, get a Taiga. Play this Kellen Planar Trailblazer.
Making me read cards.
It's a 2/1 for 1 and a red. It becomes a human fairy detective and gains, when it deals damage, combat damage to a player, exile top card of your library. You may play it this turn. And then if it's a detective for 2 and a red, you can make it a 3/2 rogue with double strike.
That's so many words. Why would you do this to me at 10 o'clock in the morning? If it's a scout, comes in here for attacking.
Like a figure of destiny type of thing.
Right. Oh, so it's not till end of turn. It's like when you pay, it's permanent.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's effective, it becomes 3/2 fairy. Okay, starts off as a 2/1.
Yep.
10/4.
Go ahead.
Draw this war boss.
Yep.
Legion Loyalist.
Okay.
Attack for 1.
Yep, I'll take 1.
14. Pass turn. This over here for now.
This Marsh Flats and Fetch.
Yep, 13.
Yep, get a basic swamp. Gonna play this.
Sure.
I'll go to combat. I would like to exile your Ragavan. Then I will attack you for 2.
Yep, 15.
Second main, I'm going to cast this Norn Swift Survivalist.
More words. Yes, resolves.
If you want me to read them, let me know.
No, it's you can read it to me, but I won't remember. It's better if I just look it up.
Okay, sure. Fair enough.
No, it's not here. Block is all you may play that card from exile this turn. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Tap, upkeep, draw. Creature you control becomes blocked. Exile. That card from exile this turn. Interesting. I'd like to adapt Emperor Votes.
Sure.
Okay. Go to combat and attack with everything.
It gets haste, the creature that comes into play?
Yeah, it's shallow graves it basically.
Oh. Oh, I see. I'll block my own Ragavan.
I'm going to trigger Norin, because it's a creature I control is blocked. I'm going to exile it, and I'm going to play it from exile this turn.
But it's a copy, so you can't?
No, it's the actual creature.
Oh, what?
It's put a creature card exiled with Emperor Bones onto the battlefield under your control with a finality counter on it. Gains haste, sack at the end of the step.
I thought I made a token. Is it okay if I block differently because of that?
No, yeah, go ahead. You can block differently, that's fine.
I'll block your legendary fellow. Not Norin, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Kellen, okay. Sure, I will choose to exile Kellen.
Yep. Oh, so he lives, right?
Yeah, so you take 4, 6, 8.
Yep. 7.
7, exile top card.
Squee.
Okay, I can't cast that. I will just replay Kellen in my second main, and then go to my end step. This gets sacrificed and exiled to the finality counter.
Sure.
Go.
Handful of 3 drops, no lands. Good game.
Good game. So, there's no recording for round 2 because my opponent requested that I didn't record, which I always allow my opponents to opt out of being recorded. Long story short, I played against Flash Hulk and definitely high rolled them. My opponent had to mull to 4 in the first game, and I had hand attack into Pyroblast. I had Pyroblast protection for the Flash. My hand attack took one of their tutors. They tapped out on 3 for a top deck tutor with 2 islands in play, and I played choke, so they didn't get to have 2 of their lands anymore. And then I killed them on turn 5, I think, with Screaming Nemesis plus Broadside Bombardiers plus hasted Assaultron Dominator from Arena of Glory. Game 2, we both kept 7. I had turn 1 hand attack again. I kept a hand that had 1 Mox in it, and since I was on the draw, I drew a second Mox. I fetched and cast Red Fugue, took Flash. Mox played Nihil Spellbomb. Mox exiled Nihil Spellbomb to draw a card, so I exiled his main win condition. Then I proceeded to just draw completely insane. I drew into Scald and Maddening Hex and Lightning Bolt, and was able to just eventually kill my opponent with Robert the Rich, because Flash Hulk is pretty bad at fighting to the board, and I had basically exiled his main win condition. So I definitely high rolled that match. I don't know that Flash Hulk is a good matchup for this deck, because it's really, really fast, but I happen to get pretty lucky and my opponent unlucky, so that's how it goes. Anyway, enjoy round 3. So you're never going to believe it, but my round 3 opponent was on basically the same deck as my round 2 opponent, and because they are trying to hide with their brewing because they're going into tournaments and stuff, I will not be showing that match either. Suffice to say, I went 2-0 again against Flash Hulk, and I essentially high-rolled again. Game 1, I was on the play with a Mox Ruby start and had a turn 2 Maddening Hex, and the Maddening Hex rolled 6 twice in a row, and I had enough removal that I was able to keep him from doing anything. I was able to Thoughtseize away his pieces, and I was able to just beat him down. I forget what I beat him down with. I beat him down with creatures, but I sufficiently disrupted the plan, and then Maddening Hex just murdered him, which is pretty lucky because Flash Hulk definitely needs to cast a lot of spells. Needs to cast spells to find its pieces, but it doesn't necessarily need to cast a lot of spells. So there's the potential that if Maddening Hex low rolls, that he just gets out of that anyway. But I'll take it. Game 2, I had another Mox Ruby start. This time it had Abrupt Decay and a couple removal spells and a Lelia. So it was kind of a weak hand, but I'm probably not throwing away a Mox Ruby start. My opponent decided to take the draw as well, saying that they valued the extra draw step. So I figured turn 2 Lelia is about as good as it gets, outside of like hand attack and stuff. I don't want to mulligan super deep if I don't have to. And I executed the game plan of turn 2 Lelia. I ended up drawing into Red Elemental Blast and tried to Red Elemental Blast his Spellseeker, which he protected with a Force of Will. But he was at 11 health, and I had topped him instant boot from a Surveil land earlier, and Lelia plus instant boot token plus throw the Lelia was exactly 11 damage, so I was able to kill him when he was probably going to kill me the next turn because he had tutored for Flash. So I once again high rolled. I don't think that this deck is supposed to do super well against Flash Hulk. I mean, I don't think it's the worst against Flash Hulk. It's not RDW levels of bad, but yeah, I definitely did some high rolling. So no round 3. Stick around for the finals. It's from my bottom. You ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to start with Rocket Sleeper.
Yep.
I'll keep that on top. Go ahead.
We will play Wooded Foothills in a second.
Draw. Going to shotgun this over Grunt Tomb.
Yep.
Play this Mox Ruby.
Yep.
Play this Lelia.
Yep.
Go to combat.
Before combat, I will fetch. I will find a plateau and source to Plowshares Lily.
Okay. I'll go to 20 again. We'll say go after that.
Where'd you go?
Well, I'm glad I didn't keep that first hand. That first hand was one land Radabon. That would have got bad.
Yeah, that probably would. Jack might be designed for people who do that. Untap.
Yep.
Draw. I will play a Bellmeyer tapped and say go.
Tap it. Draw. I'd like to cast the Synth Eradicator.
What is this going to go on?
Like Lelia Light.
Minimized all the cards from. This is Fallout?
Yeah, it's Fallout. Yep.
Synth
Eradicator.
Is a Synth Eradicator. Whenever attacks, exile the top card of your library, you get 2 energy, and you can pay 3 energy to lightning bolt the thing. Cool. Yeah,
Go to combat.
sure happens. Yep.
Attack, trigger. I'll exile this Reckless Stormseeker. I'll choose to get 2 energy, so I can't play it this turn.
Yep.
3 damage.
Does it stay in exile or does it go to your graveyard?
Exile.
Oh, and Lelia is exiled, of course, because I cast Sword Stone. Yeah, I will take the damage.
15.
Yep.
I will play this Stomping Ground tapped and say go.
Yeah. And 2 cards in hand?
2.
Okay. Play a Wasteland.
Okay.
Say 3-2. 3-3. I'll cast Squee Dubious Monarch. Combat.
Yep.
Attack trigger. Make a
Yep.
1/1 gobbo.
I go to 17.
Go ahead.
Untap. Let's go Bloodstained Mire fetch.
Yep.
Basic swamp.
No.
Going to play this Screaming Nemesis.
Yep, the other Screaming Nemesis.
We'll attack you with both of them. Trigger Synth Eradicator.
Yep.
Lips and Arid Mesa. We'll choose not to play that.
Yep. I'll take 6.
Yep. So 10.
10.
We'll then play this Inti Seneschal of the Sun.
Yep.
Go ahead. I have no cards in hand.
No card. Untap. Upkeep. Drop stuff. Drop. Okay. We can go Scrubland. Guess. I'll pass Broadside Bombardiers. Actually, combat. I will attack with both of these. Trigger, make another gobbo.
Yep.
Action attacking.
I'll move to blocks. I'd like to block the Goblin.
Sure. Goblin will die. Yeah. Post combat. I would like to toss the squee at your what's his name? The guy that tosses things. Synth Eradicator.
Okay. Yep. Eradicator down.
Deal 4. Then I will cast an Esper Sentinel.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
Draw. Like to go to combat?
Yeah.
Cards in hand?
3.
Yeah, I will attack with both. I'll
Yep.
do the Inti trigger on Inti, discarding the
Yep.
Slow Inspire Purge.
Yes.
Exiling a Verdant Catacombs.
I just take 6. Block screen. This is take 1, gain no life first. Kill me. How much I don't play that much. Um. Take 6, go to 4. And you can play this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So not quite enough. We chump the thing. We're taking 4, go to 6. So just 2 damage. How much is that? 2. I didn't find out for me today. I will block screaming this.
Okay. So you'll take 3. 1, 2, 3.
Take 3, and then you'll take 1.
No, screaming nemesis trigger. I'll point at your Esper sample.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Second main, I'll play the Spring Catacombs. Same.
Yeah. And draw. I'll cycle this eagle to the north.
Okay.
We will find a base. Play that as
Okay.
we will cast a Toby Beastie Befriender.
The 1/1 that makes a 4/4.
1/1 makes 4/4. If I have 4 or more creatures, my tokens gain flying.
Okay.
I will make a 4/4, and then I will go to combat.
Okay.
Attack. I will, I guess, wait for damage to happen.
Yeah.
So
He's going to take 2. Go to
take
10.
2. Post combat, I'll shoot the NT for 5 damage. NT down. I have a beastie in play, which I just need to find. Go. Cannot attack or block alone. No. Here it is. It's a 4/4 beast token, cannot attack or block alone.
I see. Okay. Yeah. And step on fetching.
Yeah.
We're going to get a some surveillance. I just get this commercial district.
Yep. Yep.
Blast. I go to my turn.
Yep. He didn't throw. I'm sure.
Cards in hand.
Yep.
Cast this Tainted Pact.
Yep. Assuming we're dead.
Marsh, Tarmogoyf, Prismatic Vista, Dismember. Warren, Vicious Bobble, got Scald, Death Champion. Good. I can't imagine that you have removal and haven't used it. Something that is more Surefire? No. Champion.
Yeah.
I'll dash it.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Keeping the 6 starts off.
I'll play the Marsh Flats, and I'll cast a Mox Ruby.
Okay.
And I will say go.
Let's go Blooming Marsh into Dreadfuge.
I mean, you're gonna take this anyways. So I might as well give you the opportunity to misplay. You really want to shut down my turn here. Sure. I have a Resolute Reinforcements, 4th Aerlingus, a Caracas, Solitude, and a Bogart Trawler.
Yeah, we're going to take the 4th Airlingus. And say go.
And step, I'll fetch for a Scrubland and cast the Resolute Reinforcements.
Robert Trawler, Solitude, and Krakus.
Correct. We get a 1/1 soldier. I pull out the heat. Soldier. Okay. This can go a lot worse.
Yeah, I imagine. That would have been pretty gross. Turn to 4th Airlingus with
And draw. I will play Caracas. I'll attack for 2. And I think I'm just going to play this and accept target your graveyard. Go ahead. 3/1. Yeah. Ooh, the Pyroblast. I guess there's any number of anti-blue cards.
Yeah.
Cast choke.
Golden Tarn. Fetch. Get myself a Taiga, and I will abrupt decay your Bogger Trawler.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Augur Trawlers never looked better.
Yeah, seriously.
Ooh. I will shock in this blood crypt.
Okay.
I will cast this Lord Skitter. Sewer King. Keep inserting Bethel. I'd like to move to combat.
Yeah.
I will exile your.
Abrupt decay your Golden Tarn.
I think Scalding Turn's more likely in your deck to do something at least.
Okay.
And then Abrupt Decay is, and we'll make a. I guess technically I make a rat and then exile, but.
Yeah.
And then I'll attack for 2.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Untap. Keep. Draw. Okay. A little sketchy, but it's not the worst. I'm going to play this Wasteland and hit your Caracas.
Sure.
And I'd like to play this Dark Confidant.
Sure. Draw. I'll move to combat.
Yeah.
I'll make another rat and I'll exile the wasteland.
Yep.
Alright. Summoning sickness. It should have been decided by the rat, but of course it's hard to find. I'll go to combat and attack for 6.
Yeah. I will not block. I'll take 6. Good. 9.
I'll play basic swamp and go. Say go.
Upkeep. Confidant.
Yeah.
Deals Verdant Catacombs. No damage. Sleep Bill.
Yeah.
Verdant Catacombs. Counter on Bill.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
to get a black red surveil land, Rockets Leader.
Yep.
Honor on Bill.
Sure.
Surveil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn over to you.
Interesting. Untap. Opportunity. Draw. You're at 8?
Yeah, not a lot.
I'm assuming you didn't keep anything. Okay, so if you go block here with Bill. Ugh. Maybe at least forces you to maybe make some bad blocks. Sucks a lot though. Maybe that we just don't attack with the board. Oh, kind of squee, dubious mana.
Yep.
Combat. I will attack with it. Oh, combat, I get a rat.
Yes.
And then I will exile Verdant Catacombs. I'll use this as a summoning sick rat because I only have 2 of these.
Yep.
And I will attack with. You get to block here. Don't think attacking with Lord Skitter for 1 more damage is worth it. I will attack with these. Trigger, make a Gobbo token tapped and attacking you.
We'll block Squee with Bomb. And I'll block the Goblin with Firstly Bill. Take 3. I take 4.
Take 4. Their Confidant dies. You go to 4. Go ahead.
Just dead on board. Yeah, I'm just dead on board. Alright. Game 3. Okay, yep, we're keeping the 6.
Yep.
Start by shocking in a stomping ground and playing this Kellen Planar Trailblazer.
Sure.
Okay.
I will play Scrubland, and I will Prismatic Ending come on. Go ahead.
Play this Rockets Theater.
Yeah.
I'm going to bin this Mox Emerald.
Sure. Draw. Basic Mountain. Dragon Fodder.
Okay.
Make 2 Gobbo tokens.
Yep.
1 Gobbo. Second Gobbo, say go. Here's why these both 3 goblins.
Play this Firstly Bill.
Yeah.
Play this Polluted Delta.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fetch this and Underground Mortuary.
Yeah. Yep.
In this Chrome box.
All of them awesome.
Yep.
Draw. Let me find. Oh, gosh. I think we just need to do this. Yeah, real awkward. I will play Witch Blast Meadow as an untapped
17.
17, and I'll cast Idling.
Okay.
And I think I will turn one of these gobbos into a human. Or just murder a human.
I'm gonna block the human. I'll take 2.
Yeah, makes sense. Go ahead.
Draw. Throw teeth. Fetch.
Yep.
Get myself a red surveil band.
Yeah.
Mine is a 3/4 currently.
Yeah, 3/4.
Surveil.
Yeah.
That card is fine. It can stay on top.
Okay.
Go to combat.
Yeah.
Attack you for 6.
Yeah, no block.
Go to 11. Second main. I would like to
Yeah.
play this Indoraptor, the perfect hybrid.
What does this do?
It's a 3/1 with Bloodthirst X, so it's going to come in with 6 counters. And it has Menace. And when it is dealt damage, choose an opponent at random, so it'll always be you. And it deals damage equal to its power to that player unless they sacrifice a non-token creature.
Okay.
So, 9/6. 9/6 Menace.
Yeah.
Go.
Untap. Draw. 9/6 minutes. That is big. Okay. Well, we can. I guess we do this, but it's pretty ridiculous. I will try to source sponsors this raptor.
Okay. I'll gain 9, go up to 23.
Gain a lot of life. What is better here? I will play Verdant. Hope we're not dead. Thatch.
Yep.
Down to 10. Find a bad lands. Look. What is better here? So that means that I'm going to mix for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just cancel out my sword this time. I also do that and draw some cards. Well, let's go get that. So we get 1 token, that's 4. So it's an attack for 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe we can just push for a bunch next turn. Or not just dead. Unless you have snuff out, I guess. I will cast Squee, Dubious Monarch.
Okay.
draw this one every game. Combat, I will attack with everything.
Adeline is vigilant.
Adeline is vigilant. I will make a human and another gobbo. Tapped and attacking.
Okay. How much damage am I taking?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then plus 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5.
4, 5, 6. So
And
6 from
then
Adeline. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12, I believe, yeah.
Okay. 11.
Go ahead.
I'm going to play this Netherglyph.
Yep.
Play this Bayou, put a count on Netherglyph.
Yep.
Will abrupt decay your Adeline.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's fine. I will attack you for 6.
Yeah, I'll take 6.
4. I will say go.
And down. You're at 11. Roll. You block with here, you take 1, 2, 3, 4. Play a basic planes.
Yep.
So I think this is. I need to do the math. I need to actually do the math because I need to make sure you're at 11. Because I think we could do other things if this isn't lethal. So you walk here, you take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not lethal. Is there a reason to maybe do this differently then? I guess we could do this and this turn. And then just attack with like Squee and a Goblin and leave a bunch of chump blockers, and maybe it's better. And then the Netherglyph is real small if we did this. Okay. I will cast a Nile spell.
Okay.
I will cast a Chivalric Alliance.
Okay.
Combat. I will attack with Squee and the Goblin token.
Another Goblin token?
And another Goblin token will come in
I'll
attacking.
block one of the Goblin.
Yeah, that is fine. Take 3.
Yeah.
You take 3 and we have a draw trigger. Go ahead.
I think it's just going to get chump blocked. I just need to play defense for a little bit. Okay.
You have a barrel fight.
Say go.
Okay. In that case, I will exile your graveyard and draw a card.
Yep.
And
Like the small barrel life is still a. You still have creature, instant,
I still have
sorcery,
creature,
artifact?
instant, artifact, land.
So
I
5.
think.
5 types.
5, yeah. Untap, draw for turn. Play Prismatic Vista.
Yep.
Real awkward. Do we want to die to a lightning bolt?
I have
Do
no
we have
bets.
to die? Do we have to die to lightning bolt? I think we kind of do. Is it even that good? Well, I will spell the profane on the barrel glyph.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, next time. Jesus.
Barrel glyph. Is it? Yes. Can't really attack with Squee here. We can, I guess. It's not the worst. Unless it's draw an extra card and then we go to 3. do all that. It kind of sucks. So I might just attack with 2 Gobbo tokens to draw a card here. Not like maybe we just want to push this thing right to the 2 instead. That's better. No, you have a nether core. There's no point of attacking 2. It might just be better to sit back here. Yeah, I will say go.
Megalo's Maze Crusher.
Yeah.
5 oil counters. Go ahead.
We should have responded. I'm an idiot. But I will fetch.
It costs 3 to do the destroy.
I'll cost 3 to do that. Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too, but
I'm not a moron, but I kind of am because I thought that was that. And then I will activate this, discarding the title of Oblivion to make a 2/2.
Yeah.
Blue white. Was considering is 2 cards worth this attack. So we have a 2 knight, and we're at 3 life. Shuffle. So you have 3 creatures. None of them now have life point anymore. You're at 8. Creatures you got it. You are 4, 5. I think we've got it if you're Hellbent. And Migla's can pay 2 to get counters or Vigilance Menace.
yeah, you can pay 1 and remove an oil counter to give it Vigilance and Menace. Pay 2 and remove 2 oil counters to give it +2/+2 until end of turn, and then 3 and remove 3 oil counters to destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Okay, and I think we got this draw. Yeah, because this is 4 of them. You go like block. You block 8. You got 3 blockers. So you block. You're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think so. Yeah, all 4th.
Yeah, just draw perfectly every turn. That's fine.
I've had the 4th for a while. It just was like bad into the goif. I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe not a while. It was like a couple of turns.
Yeah, I'm definitely dead to that.
Yeah, I think
what, 4th for 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just like one of them.
I'm going to try my best not to be doom and gloom because I did go 3-1, which is a good result. So, overall, I think that this deck performed quite well. My first match against Goblins, I think Goblins is not very well favored into this deck. I'm just a lot leaner. My opponent was playing like a medium version of Goblins, so it was a little bit more top heavy. And, Goblins can't really beat like a 6/7 Tarmogoyf for a Barragoyf for a Perseco that's like become a 6/6. It's just a lot of things that scale out of their ability to deal with them, and I'm just a lot leaner and more interactive, so I think that matchup's pretty good for me. I already talked about the Flash Hulk matchups. Again, I don't think that this deck is particularly favored into Flash Hulk. I don't think it's a terrible matchup, but I don't think it's favored. But I managed to get through those. And then my matchup against that Mardu Tokens deck, Mardu Tokens is not a good matchup for this deck. Well, let's be clear. Even if I weren't playing the anti-blue stuff, like I'm not going to say that playing Power Blast and Red Elemental Blast against Mardu Tokens is helpful. It's definitely not. But even if I weren't playing those, it's not a great matchup in my opinion because they have a lot of things that just avoid 1-for-1 removal. Like, what am I going to do? Abrupt Decay a token? Like, that's just stupid. It's really hard to interact with them, and I don't have a lot of trample in this deck. So they can chump block things for days, which is really annoying. If this were not being so tech to be anti-blue, this is where something like a Shadow Spear being in the deck would be really good, because being able to give trample and win races is really good against other aggro decks. But let's be honest, there's not been a lot of aggro decks on the Discord, and most of the aggro decks that I have faced, I've not had troubles with, so it is what it is. The first game, I had a good mock start, even though he had the interaction for Lelia. I had Synth Eradicator, which was great, into Screaming Nemesis and Inti, just, pile on the threats, and it worked. The second game, he had a mock start, I didn't. It's kind of how it goes. Whoever has the mock start is on play is probably going to win. And then that third game was actually kind of frustrating because I had the early 1-drop, and he had a 1-drop removal spell, which, they play some of them, but they don't play a lot of removal for 1-drops. Then he had removal for my Indoraptor later on, when it was a 9/6 Indoraptor that basically would have won the game on the spot. Like, if he didn't have exile-based removal for Indoraptor, I think he just loses, because he can't kill it with red removal, because it was a 9/6. And, if he ever blocks it, he takes 9 or sacrifices a non-token creature. I mean, the deck is called Tokens. He doesn't have a ton of non-token creatures. So that was really annoying. And then he had the removal for Barragoyf. Like, his deck does not run that many pieces of removal, so getting 3 pieces of removal is actually really, really surprising in a game that went to turn 7 or 8, but that was like turn 5 or whatever. Very frustrating. I was so close to clinching out that match. I had so many live draws, Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt would have both killed, Price of Progress would have forced a draw, Minsk and Boo, Tainted Pact finds any of those things, Broadside wins the game, just a lot of things that would pretty much outright win the game, and I didn't draw them. Even something like Emperor Bones would have been good, because I would have played Emperor Bones, exiled my Barrowglaive, and adapted it, and gained like 6 life or 5 or 6 life, which would have been huge. Yeah, just very frustrating that my opponent drew basically perfectly the entire game, and I did not. I drew 5 lands in my 31 land deck and surveilled away 2 mana sources. That's just Magic. Trying not to be too down about it, but it's an unfortunate result. I don't know what to think about my experiment here with being anti-blue. On the one hand, I'm glad that it's working. I really do feel the strength of the anti-blue cards in the blue matchups. Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast are insane. I felt great, casting Choke today and Mapping Hex. But it's kind of sad, a sad state of affairs, where I can run like 10 to 12 cards in a deck that are just dead or truly bad in a lot of matchups, and still mostly win those matchups where those cards are not good in. I don't know what that says, whether that's a player difference or deck difference, but I feel like it says something about the format. But anyway, this was Burnt Jund. I did pretty well today. In the grand scheme of things, going 3-1 is quite good. It just would have been really nice to get that 4-0, but you can't always get what you want. So thank you for watching the video. Sorry for there not being 2 matches, and hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.